Hey everyone, this is Max, and today we discuss a topic like the Curaçao versus Anjouan license. I believe that it will be helpful for you to understand the difference, to make the right choice, or at least to educate yourself to the point where you are ready to have a call and discuss this thing, and you do not come to the call as a complete newbie, so to say. So I've made some notes. We receive the same questions and again from different people, so I decided just to read those questions and to answer from the Curaçao perspective, from the Anjouan perspective, so it's easier for you to digest, right? So, Curaçao versus Anjouan, which one would work for my online casino? The truth is, both licenses would work for your online casino. It just depends how much time you want to spend getting the license, it depends on the budget. Do you have 8 months in your schedule before you go live to decide to go with the Curaçao? Do you have, the budget of 150,000 to get the full structure, to get the license, and to pay for all the fees and managing directories and so on? Are you ready to uncertainty? Because with Curaçao license, there are new things coming every single day. It's an offshore license with European regulation, so they are still working on the regulation every day. They invent new things. The key people were not required 1 year ago. Now they are required. The local substance wasn't required a year ago. Now they are thinking about this and they're moving the needle, so to say. Technology, servers. You could host your websites wherever you wanted before, and right now you have to host them in Curaçao. So all these limitations, all these things, they were invented in the past 1 year. So if you are fine with this uncertainty and you're ready to move the needle, and you have 1 or 2 lawyers in your office that would support your business and it would help your business to stay compliant with current CGA regulations, then you are fine. If you are looking for the license that would be flexible, you want to start, you do not want to limit yourself, you want to have the same restricted countries, then the Anjouan will work for you. And the truth is that for most startups, the Anjouan works beautifully. That's why it's over 1,300 companies with the Anjouan license today. Basically, the market shows everything by itself. I don't have to speak much about this one. Anjouan license is easy to manage, to maintain. So after you get the license, you don't have to, pay a lot of attention to audits and stuff, how to keep compliant with the license. You have to follow the main rules and you'll be fine. Do not target restricted countries. Do not do crazy things, follow the IML procedures, collect information about your clients if they reach 10,000 top-up deposits or they withdraw 10,000. So these are all IML requirements. And as I said, you'll be good. So that's the difference between the Curaçao and the Anjouan. But you'll be good in both cases. Your startup will be fine. I need the cheapest license possible. Good. Happy for you. Well, first of all, if you need the cheapest license possible, then probably online casino business is not for you, simply because you emphasize this the cheapest license possible. So most likely you have problems with the budget. Most likely you are limited on your budget. And online casino, it's a quite profitable business, very lucrative business, but this is also the business where you have to invest. And there are licenses like Brazilian license for 6 million euro. There are licenses in Philippines for 1.2 million, and that's just the beginning. Then the most important part things kick in. The GGR taxes, then the corporate taxes, all these things. So imagine you are paying 6 million for a license. How much money do you need to create a successful business? Well, 3, 4, 5 times more, right? So there you go. If you are not fine with the cost of international license, you're looking for the cheapest and the money of the highest concern, then probably this is not the right business for you. However, the cheapest license is the Anjouan, the most affordable license is the Anjouan. And if you're looking for something else, then of course you will find something else for 5,000. But guess what? All these licenses for 5,000, I don't even know names of these licenses because you will get nothing. You will not get payment providers, you will not get games, so software providers will not work with you. The license should be well perceived in the industry. And with this being said, all these licenses that you can find for 5K, they are just useless for your business. Your product will suck big time. The most affordable and the most recognized license on the planet is the Anjouan. All right, so the next one, we have a launch date in 1 month. Can I get the license? We still miss payments. So, well, basically what you're saying is that you are working on the entire tech stack probably for 2-3 months. You probably have some team members working on your business, on your website. Probably you're optimizing your front end. You are working on the back end, loyalty bonuses, all these things. You are putting all these things together right now. Good, I understand that. And probably you are not, too smart about the license in the first place, because you probably think that the license is just like a paper. You go, you sign it, and you get yourself a license. No, you cannot get yourself a license that way. You still have to spend months getting everything done. Companies have to be done. They have to be done in the right way. Licenses, pre-approvals. You have to have proper corporate structure. Additional companies have to be there. All the documents must be ready for you to pass the compliance with all your partners. So they have to be in English and certified and all these things. It's all taking time. It's taking time. So if you want a license in 1 month, unfortunately, getting this from scratch is impossible. Yes, it's possible sometimes to buy the license from someone. Let's say you can buy a license of Curaçao or the Anjouan to change the ownership of the company and then to go live. Well, before that, you will have to add domains. Adding domains is also can be painful. Well, first the change. Change is always longer than doing something from scratch. So if you want to even change the ownership, to add a domain with the Anjouan license, it will probably take 1.5 months. With Curaçao, it can take 2.5 months. So also ask your question, do you need that? Because if you are buying a license, you are buying some liabilities probably. And I do not recommend any license or any company to buy if we are not familiar with the business itself from the beginning. I want to know the owners. I want to know what they did in the past, how they maintain their business. Do they have active players? I speak to the platforms and, trying to find out everything about the business, because you may buy problems with the license and you may not even realize that in the beginning. And only 5 months from today, people will come back to you with claims asking to do the chargebacks and the money back. So it can be a problem for you. Also, consider that change will take time and the license must be renewed every year. So most likely you will be buying a license somewhere in the middle of that year. So it's not a very fresh license. Probably 6-7 months have passed since it was renewed or obtained. So you'll buy a license, you'll get yourself a license a little bit faster, but you will have to renew it, and renewal costs are additional costs, so you have to budget in that as well. In the end, you will get something 2 or 3 times more expensive than if you would have that from scratch. And ask yourself a question, do you really need the license so far? Because in many cases we see that the business tells us we will go live in a week or in 2 weeks. In reality, they go live in a month. They just cannot plan time properly because they have the wrong partners that tell them that, well, in 3 days we're going to be ready. In most of the cases, no, it's not the case. If someone promises you to go live in a week or 2, you can definitely multiply that by 2. If someone tells you a month, most likely that's 2 months. That's how the mind works. That's pure psychology. There is nothing wrong with that. So if you're going to have a business done in 2 months, you can start from scratch and get your license in 2.5 months and be happy with the new, fresh license just for yourself. Which license is faster and easier to obtain? Is it the Curaçao or the Anjouan license? Faster and easier, of course, is the Anjouan. The Curaçao license, as I mentioned in this video, is the offshore license with European compliance. If you are familiar with European compliance, you know that it's the mainly bureaucracy. And also with the development of the license, it's more and more complicated to get the license and maintain the license. So to get the license in Curaçao, you have to have many things that would work for you. You have to have your servers there, you have to have the local director, you have to hire him. The director is another pain in the ass because there are so many directors on the market. There are corporate service providers. They do not do their work the way they explain it in the beginning. They're slow. Many of them are just unqualified to do this business. They do not know things. They don't have any connections. If something fails or Curaçao brings in something new on the table, they are not following up. They don't know where to follow up. So all these things, of course, prolong the issuance time, and it can be 6, 8, 12 months. You may not even get your license at all if you have wrong people working on it, wrong directors, no budget, and all these things. With Anjouan, however, that's 2.5 months, and you are good to go. Sometimes longer, but really depends on the situation. So Anjouan license, of course, is easier and faster to obtain. What are the real costs? So the full setup for the Curaçao and full setup for Anjouan looks like this. The prices may vary because the entire package varies. It's not about the licensing, it's about the cash flow. I keep saying this again and again. So you need the license to actually build the good product. Okay, you have one, but also to cash flow. You have to know how your money will reach the destination, whether that's bank account or your own pocket. So, and the licensing, of course, helps with that. But it's not about the licensing only, it's about the setup of companies between. So for the Curaçao license, the cost can be something like 110, 120,000 for the entire setup. While additionally, you may have companies and that would cost you more. You may need bank accounts that would cost you probably in total 130,000 for the first year, right? Including directors, including local substance, including key people, fees, licenses and everything. With Anjouan, however, it can be between 30 and like 45,000, depends on the setup, and the setup depends on your vision and also your business model. So if you are looking to start some crypto casino, well, you don't need certain elements for crypto casino. Of course, the setup is going to be cheaper. But if you are looking to start a full-blown fiat online casino and you're going to target like several countries and you require a bank account, of course, this requires some creative approach. It requires some other companies, and the cost can be more. So depending on your business model, we recommend the full setup. We go with the full analysis of what you need. And, with huge experience as we have, it's pretty easy for us as we've done companies and for pretty much every country, for any geo, and the setups for every geo. With 500 setups, you get to work, you get to use to almost anything. So simply reach out and let's discuss this, and we will advise you what works the best for you. This is the video about the Curaçao and the Anjouan license, so a little bit of comparison here and there. I hope you have a grasp right now about what to choose. Curaçao is a more serious license from regulatory perspective. If you want more regulations for yourself, you are not afraid of audits and all these things, you have a couple lawyers in your state to support you, you'll be good. If you are starting and you want to start fast, you want to move fast, and you want the license that is supported in the industry, then the Anjouan is the best choice, of course. That would be something to add to this video. All right, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you follow us, and see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.